Hey guys, I'm Pascal from Orange Pixel, and today I wanted to create a time machine. Not in reality because, well, that's easy, but for my game, for Gunslugs, because I already explained last week in the timeline, the Orange Pixel timeline, that the Gunslugs, for some reason, at some point, travel back to the world of Heroes of Loot. We need a time machine to do that, so yeah, we're gonna create a time machine today. Like I said, it's gonna be in the game because a real time machine, well, that's simple, that's easy. Everybody knows that you can use like an old Game Boy for it. And it isn't really difficult to just time travel with something like a Game Boy, which has enough power as long as you put the batteries in. It's just very dangerous to do, so we're not, well, alright, we can do it maybe just a little bit. I'm just gonna skip ahead for the intro and I'll see you guys on the other side. So hang on, let me prove to you that time travel is possible. Hang on. Right, so let me just set you up over here. I need my Game Boy, and as mentioned, it's pretty easy to time travel. Have a great thing like a Game Boy with powered up batteries, the right combination of button presses, and I'll see you guys at the other end of this intro. Bye! And there you are, guys. Well, welcome to the future, I guess. Alright, so enough fun and stuff, and obviously time travel only works if you have a great camera. Today we're gonna create a pixel art time machine for Gunslugs, and then we're gonna also make it actually work. So, well, not actually, because never mind. First, let's draw a time machine. Normally I sketch stuff on paper, but this time I'm just gonna wing it on the computer. It's basically a weird, I don't know, I'm thinking a little bit like, if you know the TV show Timeless, it has like an eyeball type thing. That's a time machine. I like it, although I wanted a bit more structure, a little bit of a car mixed with that eyeball, so like a DeLorean with an eyeball on it. Something like that. We're just gonna sketch it out, color it in, and then we're gonna actually make it work. So let's hop in. So as always, I start with drawing the outline of it, and then I start coloring in for the details. Basically, I'm just winging it and just trying to find something that looks good. I have some idea of what I want in my head, but nothing really detailed or specific, so I'm just winging it, and as I go I add shadows and detail, and we'll see where it ends up. So I'm just gonna give it a little nod to Back to the Future by making this like flux capacitor and a Mr. Fusion on top. Just a little wink. It's not the same, but it's if you know the movie, it should be a great identifier or something familiar, or you hopefully get the joke. So the idea is that there is this entry point at the front, so we're gonna need to add some doors to it. And basically that's the only part of the time machine that will be animated by graphics, because everything else will be done in code. It doesn't need to do a lot, it just needs to maybe hover a little bit upwards and then just vanish. So I just need some doors that can slide open. This could also be done a lot by code, but it's not very difficult to just draw a few sliding doors. So that's the graphics done. Like I said, it's gonna be a very static thing. It's just gonna sit there, look pretty. You can interact with it, it just won't be really animated. Everything that it does, it will be movement made in code, so making it fly upwards or something like that. It's not gonna turn or change or anything. I like to keep things simple like this, so we're diving into the code right now. So I'm not gonna explain all the code I'm writing right here because there's just a lot going on. Basically, the game has a lot of features already. So every time that I come up with something like this, add a time machine to the game, I try to figure out what systems and functions that are already in the game can be reused and make my work a lot easier. And that's basically what people mean when they talk about a game engine. It's an engine that has features and stuff that can happen in a game, and you try to reuse them as much as possible because that saves a lot of time and work, which is really what I want. And I need to add a lot more of these type of features to the game, like a lot of pop-up stars that have a lot of stuff going on. And with my previous videos on code creation and pixel art, and it's a lot of iteration. It's just trying something, see if it works or runs. If it doesn't, then we change it, tweak it until we either give up trying it or it just works. So it's one of those two. Right now I just want the base of this all to work and function. So I want the time machine there. I want to be able to hop in as a player, see the doors open and close, and make the time machine vanish and appear in a new area of the game. So right now it works, it's up and running. We just need to add all the details and maybe tinker a little bit and make it more prettier and better looking and add some extra stuff here and there, which is going to be a lot of work. I also want to create the dungeon where you're actually time traveling towards. So we're just gonna use again the power of video, and I'm just gonna show you the end result right now. So really this was the main work I had to do, and now I'm gonna show you the result after I don't know how long. I'm just gonna, after this clip, I'm gonna tell you how long it took to go from this current shot that you saw just now and how it looks right now. And that's time travel, people. That's how you do time travel, at least in games. It's a lot easier in games, I can tell you. It took me almost as much work just doing that little bit with the Game Boy as it did creating this time machine for the game. It took me more than a day to go from what you just saw over to the final version, because I wanted to tweak a lot of stuff and not everything was working as I wanted. And sometimes you just run into little bugs in the game code that you just can't find or can't seem to understand what's going on and why it's not working. And well, it's all sorted out now. I even managed to put in the dungeon area for the Heroes of Loot area in the game with the warrior and the, no, not the warrior, with the wizard and the elf. For that I needed to create a whole system that avatars can actually carry weapons, because one needs to have the magic wand and the other needs the bow and arrow, and there was no function or method in the game to actually make that happen. But now there is, and it's based on the player's weapon system, which in theory means that the player could actually run around with the wizard's magic wand. I guess. I'm not sure if that's going to be in the game, but it would be an option. Or you could even play as the wizard, I guess, because it's all connected, and that's really what a game engine is about. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. There are a lot more pop-up stores that I need to make for the game, so maybe I'll do a few more of these videos before the game is finally done, because there's still a lot of pop-up stores that I wanted to add, but we'll see that in new videos and future videos. And maybe I should just time travel towards one of those videos and see if I can actually get the game finished. That would be interesting. Anyway, I see you guys next week. Bye. So this is the really what powers the time machine. Not 1.21 gigawatts, just a fan. Why is he looking at his watch? That doesn't... You can't see what year you're in on your watch. Never.